Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7 out today. Got some more Guild Wars for you guys. And this one is looking to be plenty tough here. Ooh, look at that. We are doing pretty decent though. In terms of our defenses, it's just that we got wiped out. Alright, but with that said, let's go ahead and start with the joke of the day. The circus act for the human cannibal retired weeks ago. They've tried several replacements, but just haven't found anyone of his caliber. Hopefully he went out with a bang though, you know? You always gotta celebrate big when you got a nice retirement party going. Alright, let's go ahead and dive into this now, shall we? So let's go ahead and dive into our first team here, which is going to be against this main tower. It has been doing pretty decent on its first team defense, and that's the one we're going to be going up against. This is going to be a Frieren showcase, so I've updated my Frieren build, and this is currently what she looks like. Still just barely under 4,900 attack. We are just shy of 300 crit damage, but I'm up here at 240 speed now, up from her 200 speed that I had her on before. She's no longer on destruction set, but we did replace with some speed and immunity, pretty decent equipment score average, and of course she is rocking her own artifact here, the mirrored lotus ring, which is really good for providing souls and generating them every single turn as well, not just at the start of the match, right? So she's going to be very nice and self-sufficient into my opponents here. We're going to try to use her with Aram, who's able to potentially reset my Frieren here, and although we won't be able to utilize the counter set on the Aram, we will have some healing with Shamadra's staff, should be able to keep this Crimson Armament alive for us, and these are stats on my pieces here as well. She's going to be really good because my opponent has Harsetti, so we're going to get the 3-turn immunity at the start of the match, going to allow us to get saved from debuffs essentially. And while on the term of immunity here, while we're talking about that, we're going to bring in Crimson Armin. She's going to be on Aureus, soaking up some damage for the team, really nice, and she's got this EE that allows me to increase damage reduction by an additional 10%, which is huge. 25% full damage reduction from all sources is amazing. She's going to be on a protection set along with a immunity set, not on the best piece of gear, just have her on some filler stuff right now, just to kind of utilize her, test her out a little bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this here. The Crimson Armament also has immunity on her S3, which is going to allow us to protect the entire team, right? So this is going to be good for Frieren in the long run, right? Just essentially going to keep up immunity as long as we can. If Crimson Armament actually goes next, that'd be fantastic. Let's see here. We got the Vigor buff, which is really nice. Crimson Armin gets to go, and look at this turn order, guys. It's going to be BBK the Mort. Oh, wonderful stuff. So we're going to go ahead and pop the S3. This gives Frieren an extra turn of immunity, which is really good. This allows me to essentially S3 and then keep immunity buff, and then on the next turn we can go for like an S1 and everything like that for the follow-up hits, right? Ooh, actually, Frieren does... Ooh, everyone does get pushed up here. Not really what I wanted, but let's go ahead and try to stun. No stun there, it's fine. We have a Vigor buff, and we have an S3, which gives us an attack buff. So let's go for it. Let's go ahead and let this rip, see how much damage we can actually do. Ooh, that's a ton of damage. Wow, look at that. And right now we have quite a bit of souls. We can reset our Frieren as well on the next turn if we need to, but we'll see. Currently, we're unaffected here by the S3, right? Look at that, beautiful stuff. We might as well just soul burn because we can. There you go, beautiful. Get rid of that Mort there. Honestly, I don't even think I need the soul burn in that situation. I probably could have done without it, but it's alright, because I can go for this. Let's reset the Frieren here. I don't think I have enough effectiveness to strip my opponent, which is fine. The BBK can keep her immortality. But with the exploiting weak points here, let's go for another S3. Let's go for another nuke. Yeah, Aram and Frieren are so good together, even into Harsetti. Yeah, just look at that. It's quite insane. And then BBK, there's no way that she's going to win. Just the sheer number of turns she has to take to attack into Frieren is not going to be enough. We're always going to be generating more souls than she can ever take turns. Alright guys, moving on to the next round over here. Let's go ahead and take on this tower who has also racked up quite a few green shields. But we're taking on this first team that's been giving my guildmates a little bit of an issue as well. Lady of the Scales, Yolha, and Rinok. Right, we've got a really fast unit, some reflect damage and revenge damage with her S3. And Lady of the Scales just protecting everybody, helping this Yolha deal a ton of damage with her S3. It's going to be kind of crazy. But what we're going to do here is bring in Fallen Cecilia. She's going to help mitigate all that splash damage from Rinok, cutting it in half, also giving us a barrier on the Frieren, hopefully protecting her as well. We have New Moon Luna coming in with some clutch book plays to, one, allow us a soul burn with New Moon Luna, but two, it also helps protect Frieren, right? New Moon Luna is also pretty fast. We got a lot of soul generation with her. I think she's going to be a very good addition to the team here in terms of synergistic plays. So let's go ahead and jump in, see what we can come up with here in terms of solution to this, because Rinok, again, is going to be fast, and yeah, I'm not going to really like this all too much. So she does come in with the S2 onto the FCC. She's going to hit the FCC again, which is actually kind of nice. She's not attacking anybody else here. So, see, we do take a little bit of splash damage, but it's not a lot. It's pretty good that it's not a lot here. The issue right now is that Lady of the Scales is going to be going for an S3. It's going to push her team up, right? We did get a bit of damage onto the Yolha here. I don't think she's going to pop that skill 3 just yet. Yeah, usually the AI pops the skill 3 when she's below half health. Now, at this point, I cannot go for an S3 with Frieren. It's basically killing myself here by getting the revenge damage on the Yolha, so I am just going to go for the Lady of the Scales. Deal some damage that way. Frieren's gonna potentially hurt herself here, though. Thankfully, the barrier from FCC took some of that damage there, which is really nice. What we could do right now is seal, or sorry, not seal, we can provoke this Yolha and prevent her from using the skill 3. I think that would be, honestly, that might be pretty good here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Just provoke, prevent her from S3. Very nice barrier. Okay, New Moon Luna is going to come in, and again, this is going to be a huge burden on our souls here, which is not too great. You want to keep enough souls so that your Frieren can stay alive, but right now no one's targeting the Frieren, but the seal is huge, which allows me to come in with the S3 here and potentially wipe out my opponent, right? So we're not going to come in with another S2. A little bit annoying, but she doesn't have an S3 just yet. We can't let, we really can't afford to let the Rinok win here. So we're going to pop this skill 3. Let's go ahead and try to wipe out this, this Yolha. There we go. She has the Holy Sacrifice, but now no more damage share for the opponent, and that is going to be huge right now. I am going to go for an S2 onto the Rinok. We're going to try to loop around her here. See if I can. Ooh, that's huge damage right now. Wonderful stuff. Can FCC break out of fear? She can, but she is not going to be able to take her own turn. This is fine, because now I can come in here and, honestly, I should be able to wipe out the rest of my opponent's team with Frieren herself. Let's go for the AoE. This should not be enough reflect damage from the Yolha to kill. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. So Yolha is still provoked, so she won't be able to do anything here, and hopefully New Moon Luna will be able to come in and finish off the Yolha so that we don't have to risk Frieren attacking. Okay, no, this is fine. We are in good range here. Ooh, FCC doesn't quite go down yet. Wonderful stuff. Let's go for this. Beautiful. Yeah, so there you guys go. Pretty clean. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on into the next match, and this one is going to be quite a doozy here because we are going up against, Bystander Huayang, Lady of the Scales, and of course, Genesis Roz. It's gonna be kind of an uphill battle, right? 2 light units, a dark unit. We're gonna bring in Fallen Cecilia as our kind of dark tank to just eat up all the damage from this Genesis Roz, and of course, take the hits from the Lady of the Scales. Thankfully, we are on immunity set, but I'm assuming this Lady of the Scales is gonna be relatively fast, and I did change up my Aron build. So she is now slower, much slower. She used to be 240 speed on counter, but gave her more defense, slowed her down. I felt like I just needed her to be a bit slower so she goes after the people she wants to reset. I feel like more oftentimes than not, I'm going before the units I want to reset, so putting her a little bit slower here, raised up her effectiveness, actually. Now that when we start with effectiveness buff, she's actually going to be really nice with 125 effectiveness here, so pretty decent. In this fight, though, we're going to get the immunity buff, because Lady of the Scale should be faster. And of course, we're going to come in with Frieren, hopefully able to just solo everyone here with the amount of damage that she's got in her kit. So yeah, let's go ahead and see, especially the Genesis Roz getting the immortality and such. We're hopefully going to be able to S3 with Frieren and then reset with Aram and then S3 again. Like, that would be absolutely amazing. We should be able to strip the immortality from Roz as well, right? We'll see how it goes, though. Okay, so first things first, we gotta come in here with Frieren's S3, and if we do proc the bystander Hua Young, she's not gonna be able to kill any of my units because they're not light, so we should be okay. Immortality is proc. Ooh, look at that actually. So the immortality was proc, but we stripped it immediately. This is wonderful. This is amazing. Okay, he's going for the Aram, but honestly, that is fine. We can just go for an S3 here. Bystander Hua Young will probably S3 into the Aram. So we're good. There you go. Genesis Roz actually does go down here. I will push up my Frieren, and because now he doesn't have any damage share, his entire team should be able to take damage now. So let's go for this. I'm not going to soul burn the S1 here because I want to be able to utilize this this exploding weak points, increasing my damage by 20%, guys. Let's see how much we do. S3 on Frieren. Let's go again. Oh, Lady of the Scales goes down. Bystander Hua Young with an S3. She is in Sigurd range, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. Not that much, right? Because we got the, or actually nothing at all. We have the skill nullifier there, so perfect. Let us just go for an S1 here. Finish off the Genesis Roz, the extra attack from Frieren. Oh my god, she just deals so much damage. Look how easily she took apart this team, guys. Bystander Hua Young with Genesis Roz, with the Lady of the Scales as well, is disgusting. But we managed to do it easily, right? Gonna go for an S1 here. She's gonna counter. A little unfortunate, but it's okay. Right, yeah, we're okay here. Perfectly fine. Nice counter, nice heal. And let's go for a Soul Burn S1. We should be able to finish off the Bystander Hua Young. Yeah, there you go. Even with her exceptionally high defense, right? We're able to come in with a little extra attack and clean things up. Okay guys, so moving on here, gonna be attacking this tower up top. We're gonna try to open up this central one for the rest of our guild. And this one here, it features quite annoying units, right? Boss of Runka, Empyrean Ilanov, Rinok, Boss of Runka just being a wall for the team. So we're gonna try to bring in ML Shu to try to injury her down, try to burst her down if we can. Frieren will give Shu 40% of her bar, right? So she gets 2 focus stacks. Her passive says at the start of the turn, you gain a focus as well, and whenever we S3, we gain 2 focus too. So with Shu's first S3, we should be at 5 focus. So the next turn she goes, we will be able to reset our S3 and then just go for another huge nuke there, right? That's the plan with ML Shu. She's currently on Proof of Valor. I also have her on her EE here, which allows us to stealth at the end of the turn, which allows her to stay nice and protected, which is wonderful. And these are her current stat lines, right? You can see almost 290 speed. I want to make her as fast as possible so that we can go and turn cycle, take turns, stack injury really quickly on our opponent, and whatnot. So we're going to be pretty good at contesting this Rinok here. We're not going to go first, but it's okay. In terms of Rinok on the other side, we are bringing in our newly geared maid Chloe. She's heavier on the HP side. I really want her to be bulky here, and with Water's Origin, we should be able to tank more hits than we normally would be able to, especially if we get injury down. Every hit is going to be taking quite a bit of percent of our HP, right? So we'll be able to recover some HP and then also push ourselves up and turn cycle, which is something that Maid Chloe really needs. I wanted to build her a little bit faster, but honestly, I'm kind of happy with the HP stat line on this, so we're going to keep it. And her effect res too, 160 is good enough in most cases, especially in RTA, because there are sometimes the frenzy mechanic, or sorry, the pre-match mechanics which will allow you to get 100% extra effect resistance, right? But anyway, we're going to jump in here. Frieren is the same gear as usual. And let's see what happens here. See, we're not going for the Maid Chloe, stealing our HP and all that good stuff. Really don't like that, but She's now gonna go for the Shu. Okay, well, our Proof of Valor is coming in handy there. As you can see, Shu is gaining some stacks. Wonderful. Let's go for an S3 onto the Bossarunka. Right? Boom. Beautiful stuff. Good damage. And Frieren's gonna come in. So, here's the thing about Frieren. When we have our S3, when we take our S1s, we are able to deal a ton of damage to the opponent, right? A whole lot. And they're AoE too, so we don't really care if the Bossarunka and all that stuff go as well. We might be going down here though, just depending if this is a... Oh, never mind. Alright, there you go. Hitting the Frieren actually pushed my team up. But if Bossarunka had gone and she had MOAS or Rocket Punch Gauntlet and killed Frieren, well, Maid Chloe literally has a button that allows me to revive everyone on the team. And so Frieren would have been A-okay. Yeah, but anyway, let's go ahead and pop that S3 here, get that revive buff up for everybody, and we'll be tanking this these hits with Maid Chloe. Ooh! Hang on, he actually stripped there. That's actually kind of bad for me, Chloe, I'll say that. But you know what, let's go ahead and just burst down my opponent's Bossarunka here. The bad thing about Frieren into Ilanov and into the... Oh, never mind. Into Ilanov and Bossarunka, I was gonna say, is that whenever you S1 and you hit Bossarunka, and then you follow-up attack with the extra attack, you're going to give Bossarunka 50% combat readiness, and in this situation with Ilanov, you're giving her a ton as well, right? Because you're hitting a total of 4 units, so yeah. Not the best thing ever, but this Empyrean Ilanov does actually seem to be on... Whoa, there goes the Maid Chloe. The Empyrean Ilanov was on some damage share artifacts, so we were able to go ahead and finish her. Actually, was she? Or was it just the Shu splash damage? So far, Frieren looking pretty good, but can she stand up to the pressures of another Lady of the Scales team? We got Harseni, we have Afternoon Soak Flan here, very typical Guild War shenanigans. Now, the cool thing about this interaction is I have no idea how this actually plays out. So, if you don't know, Abigail here is going to be... she's actually a pretty decent unit to pair up with like Frieren and even Fern. So Abigail has the passive that inflicts curse on the enemy with the highest attack, which means Afternoon Soak Flan in my opponent's case here. So the curse allows your allies, whenever they attack somebody else except for the person that has the curse, they will take 60% of that damage that's taken by them. So it has to be a single target attack, right? Now, I'm not really sure how this works with a damage share. I'm sure someone has tested this before out there, but I've never done it myself. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try, and we'll see what happens. Could be a cheeky little way to kill Afternoon Soak Flan here. If not, then we have to kill Harseti first, which honestly shouldn't be that big of an issue, right? We're going to come in here with my AROM. She is slightly differently geared here, and still on counter set, still on resist, and still on Shamadra's staff for some extra healing. I just really like Shamadra's staff for that. You can also obviously go for things like Celestine and stuff as well to heal up lower HP targets even more. But I think this is okay for us at the moment. Let's go and see how this combo plays out. So we get hit by S3, we get the Vigor buff, which is fantastic. After Soak Flan will S3, but the Vigor buff should help us out a little bit, gives us more defense. Actually, never mind, she's going for the Frieren. We're good. He just eats some of my souls up, that's perfectly fine. Aram gave us a bunch of souls with the rest too anyway. Lady of the Scales pushes up the team, and now we don't inflict curse to anybody. Alright then, I guess we will go for, the S3 does have injury. I won't hit the Flan ever. I guess you know what, hang on, I'm just gonna go for an S1 here for now. Let's just do an S1. There's no reason for me to go for an S3 just yet. Aram gets to go. Let us just go for an S1 here, see if we can stun. No stun! I'm quite surprised. Alright, let's go for an S3 now. We have 50% combat readiness gains. I'll saving the Abigail S3 to strip the potential immortality here on my opponent, but we'll see if we need it. We might not. Yeah, see there? The Harseti does resist that strip though. Okay, dual attack there. We have an AoE coming out. Ooh, my arrow might actually go down. Oh no! Oh no! Hang on. Didn't even get to use S3. Alright, it's okay. Come on, Abigail. Oh, never mind. I was relying on Abigail here, but Seems like that is not going to be the case. Let's go for a hit onto the Afternoon Soak Flan. Alright, well that finished off the Harseti, thankfully. Extra attack comes in. Decent amounts of damage, actually really good amounts of damage. And now speed comes into play again. Unfortunately, oh my god, unfortunately, Abigail. We're just eating a ton of... Okay, well, it's gonna be a Frieren solo now. Oh boy. Let's go ahead and Soulburn this. If you can get rid of Lady of the Scales, you don't really have to worry about anything on our opponent's side. Went for the Soulburn just in case there. Wasn't confident that I would kill. But now, there's really no way that this Afternoon Soak Flan can ever beat us, because we're faster than her, right? I am not going to risk taking away the last 10 souls I have, though. Yeah, look at that. Frieren is just so strong. In these situations where you really done goof, where you really mess up, you still just don't have any weaknesses. Your opponent can't ever debuff you either is the thing. If you S1 at the right time and get immunity up, there's really nothing your opponent can do. No damage, no debuffs. It's kind of crazy, honestly. Yeah, and there you go. Afternoon Soak Flan going down. Completely botched team. Saved by Frieren. For the next fight here, we actually don't have to go anywhere. We're going to go to Neighboring Tower, because this team, oh yeah, this team right here, the bottom one I'm talking about, Rinok, BBK, and Requiem Rowana. So, quite an interesting setup here because BBK carries a lot of damage. Rowana has some resets for the team. She also strips a buff as well, which is really annoying. And Rinok has a lot of splash damage. So what I'm going to do here is bring in the Maid Chloe, right? Maid Chloe is definitely going to help us mitigate some of the damage from this Rinok, and we have our Maid Chloe on a pretty decent build, right? I kind of like what she's currently rocking right now. A little bit of res, a lot of bulk for HP, bit of defense here and there as well. And as for our Crow, in order to build Maid, I actually kind of need to steal a piece from Crow, but he's on some replacement boots for now. But currently, rocking some slower speed, but decent HP, 32,000, and a bit more resistance than he normally has. The main thing about him here is he's going to be running a Bastion of Lucia, which gives him and the back row unit a immunity and a barrier for a turn. This is going to be really nice because when Requiem Rowana goes, she's going to strip a buff, and the buff I want her to strip is going to be the barrier on my Maid Chloe. This allows her to S3, turn 1, we're not going to get reset or anything, and hopefully cleanse the team. So let's get on with it here and see what Rinok does. I don't think she can kill here, especially because, oh, my Crow is doing pretty good, resisted there, and the S3 comes out. We take some penetration damage, but not a whole ton of splash, thanks to the Maid Chloe. Now, we're still in a little bit of danger, because Requiem Rowana could definitely wreck us later, but there you go, look at that. Maid Chloe takes the turn, and Maid Chloe is just so good with squishier units, right? Look how much HP we healed. Frieren is back up to full health. It's as if nothing ever happened, right? And this is great. So let's go for an S3. Maid Chloe now doesn't actually buff attack anymore. She buffs defense, which is going to be huge for taking this BBK. As you can see here, this is Crown with damage share, right? It's amazing. Let's go ahead and pop Frieren's S3 now. So yeah, Frieren works well in defensive teams, she works well in aggressive teams. She's such a flexible unit in general that you can pretty much bring her anywhere and into anything. I can honestly come in here and just Soulburn with the... I don't even need a Soulburn. I think Crow can actually take out Rinok over here. BBK is so far back that there's no need for us to finish her off now. Yeah, look at that. Really, really clean. And there you go. Beautiful stuff, right? Frieren stripping the BBK's immortality was a pretty big play as well. But yeah, there you go. Frieren, I honestly think overall she is such a solid unit, but we'll do one last meme round before we end this video. So the meme round we're going to go ahead and try out here is against this tower. For this team, the second team, we're just going to bring in Frieren. We have a level 1 Melissa and a level 5 Fire Politis. I did slap some, I literally clicked equip all here, right, and it slapped these pieces of gear on. The only thing I want to make sure was that Melissa was about the speed of Frieren here, so that we can take the Zeo's like first hit, but Aside from that, Tog of Hell's Ancient Book for 20 souls seems pretty appropriate, and Fire Politis. Just throw it in here because she's a mage and she can hold Tog of Hell's Ancient Book as well. Also clicked equipped all and gave us all this gear. Now, Fire Politis is chosen here a little bit on purpose just because it does stop the combat readiness push of this MLTU by half. Not that it really matters, he's gonna be faster than my Frieren anyway, so let's go ahead and see how this team plays out. The real question now is, can Frieren solo? And it looks like Melissa is faster than Frieren, so she tanks the hit there. Wonderful. See, Fire Politis doesn't do anything here. I don't even know if she has her passive at full potential, if she's not max awakened. She does have Astral Guide apparently, so there you go. Alright, Melissa's gonna go down. Yep, kind of expected. Ooh, Eligo's gonna come in. Polina's gonna go down. Eligo's gonna come in now with an S3. Now, Frieren doesn't really take damage. We have nothing to strip here. He does push us back a little, though, which kind of sucks. But here is the main test. All these dual attacks, guys, well, assuming they survive this next hit, but yeah, like, what are they gonna do when you have 50 souls? You can take 10, 12 hits? You think 12 hits, right? Oh yeah, no, there's just there's just no way. There's just no way. This unit is honestly unfair in a lot of aspects, but you know what, guys, it worked. It worked. You could just bring Frieren and a couple of other throwaway mages, level 1s, level 5s, who cares? Hold Tog of Hell's Ancient Book, that's all you need. But with that being said though, guys, let's take one last look at Frieren's build. What do you think about her overall? I think she is an absolute god tier unit, must have, and hopefully you managed to pull her, because I know today is the last day that her banner is up. Speed set, immunity set is what I'm currently settled on, 240 speed with still pretty decent damage overall, I'd say. Mirrored Lotus Ring, Max Unbroken with Bottles of Knowledge, 100% recommend you bottle the artifact, right? Especially because in the future you can't summon for it, it's a limited banner, and these are the subsets I'm running on my gears with an average equipment score of 97. But yeah, let me know what your experiences with her are and how they went, and let me know what your favorite teammates to use with Frieren so I can test them out in RTA. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.